Teanau Tuiono.
Tira koe te pika, he tango tō tātenei reo, he tango tātenei tamariki mokopuna, ngā rea takakauhau te pōna, he reo Māori. Te tapiri atu nei, aki nei whakaro, aki nei kōrero, ki tā toki tuahine, o te nota e mea atu, ki te whakanui ana na whakaro o te whina kupa. Hei te mihi tōne ana mātai nā kākariki ki tērā o nā tauira o te mana motuhake o te tino ranga tiratanga. Me ke anō hoki me tapiri atu nei aku mihi. Kia te maunga e kore e neke, kia whakaro nui tōni tia kia ko ka iritana tā whiwhirangi. Tērā momo i tiaki ana o tātou tamariki mokopuna. Tērā momo i whakapau werawera, i whakapau kaha ki roto i nā tau ki te whakarite nā āhuatanga kia tiaki o tātou tamariki mokopuna. Tērā nā kau e naro no ana, ngaro katoa ana, ki roto i tēnei pere whitu e takahi ana ki runga i te treaty o Waitangi. I te pika, kia mātai nā kākariki e uana ki te whakaro he tanga o tātou tamariki mokopuna. He tanga mai te wā i whānau mai rātou, he tanga anō rātou, i te wā i tipu ana rātou. Nō reira, ko tēnei me te whakapapa, he tanga. Ko tēnei me te whanaungatanga, he tanga. Me pehe tātou i tiaki ana te whakapapa me te whanaungatanga ki roto i nā momo whare pēnei ana te hanga. Ki roto i nā āhuatanga o te ture, ki roto i nā āhuatanga o ngā waiture me nā paupapahere e putana i nā kāwaratanga. Ko te treaty o Waitangi, ko te treaty o Waitangi anō te take. E te pika, ia mātai nā kākariki e whakaronga ana ki nā kōrero i tau ana ki te kibiti whiri nā take ki mō tēnei o nā pire. I kaharanga o nā mātou, i nā auwe o te iwi, nā auwe o nā hapori, nā auwe o te whānau. I kite anō mātou tērā o nā wairua ki Waitangi, ki roto i nā rā ko taha atu. I kite ana te mana nui o nā puhi i rātou anō i tāhuri o rātou nei tuara ki te krauna. Me te tūmanako anō, nā te tāhuri o nā tuara, ka kaha are nā taringa o te kāwanatanga ki nā auwe o tō tātenei ao Māori. E te pika, ia kahurangi kātā tō mātenei tangata e huri haere ana i te motu, i pērana te āhuatanga o te karere. E pērana te āhuatanga o te wairua. Tētai te mea atu, ko tēnei me te whakapapa, he me ahurea noa, he me nā te Māori noa, hoi anō he me, kei reira te whohunutanga o te Māori, kei reira te orokohanga o te Māori, tēnei me te whanangatanga me te whakapapa. Tēnā te take i kahana o tātenei hapori ki te weruati ki tēnei kāwanatanga, ki te mea atu, nā runga i te mautonu o te treaty o Waitangi, ki roto i nā pire pēne ana te āhuatanga, ki roto i tonu i tēnei pire, kai noho tonu ana te mana i tāpahia ki roto i te wahanga o te ture o te whetu ka tai tātou te tiro, te āhuatanga o te kuhuna o te treaty o Waitangi ki roto i te nākau o tēnei o nā ture. Nā te wete, nā te tangohia o te treaty o Waitangi, mai tēnei ture, ngai nā ture pēne ana te hanga, ka kite ana tātou te ao Māori, e kore ana tēnei kāwanatanga e paku whakarongo, e paku aroha ana kia tātou anō te Māori. He wero nui tēnei ki te kāwanatanga. He wero nui tēnei ki nā pātu o tēnei paremata. Nō reira, e te pika e mātou hoki e whakarongo ana ki nā pahu o te minita, kāre mātou paku whakapono, kāre mātou i te paku whakaitia, kāre nā mātanga i paku whakaitia anō ki aia hoki. I te me mitu ana tēnei tapenei kahau pēnei ana te āhuatanga. Toi tū taiao, toi tū te taioi, toi tū te treaty. Tēnā koe i te pika.
Gee, that translator was definitely working overtime. Now, just before we do this, I want to address an elephant in the room. Citizen Gold, did you see this coffee cart here? And if you saw this coffee cart here, at least that's a starting point. So now I do know that picture is at BP Adelaide Road after I put air in the tyres on Christmas Day on the way to Vinegar Hill, but I thought I would just at least give you an idea of where it was, and I was near the stage. So yes, I was wearing my shirt, and I did get a selfie with a Kiwi Rail employee who didn't want to be named but was happy for her face to be done. Now, back to the real news.
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about, I mean, I don't know if anyone has seen the previous discussion I had on this bill, where I just lost my shit at Karen Shaw. But yeah, I have to keep stating that the impact statement report has stated time and time again within it that there is no evidence that repealing Section 7AA is actually going to achieve what ACT wants to achieve. What it's going to do is going to put kids in a worse situation, Māori kids that are already overrepresented in foster care.
And just for those who are wondering just there, I've just shown what the camera angle that shows Karen Chow is not even in the house.
No, she's not even there.
When the second section of the debate was done, which I thought was a bit disappointing that the minister was not there. Missing in action, as some would call it.
Well, it's hardly a surprise because let's be pretty blunt here. Karen's pretty traumatized herself. It's really clear.
Yep.
You listen to her. She has that 1,000-yard colonized Māori stare. She's, it's if this wasn't so serious, I'd actually feel sympathy to her. But in this situation, given what she's doing, I don't.
No.
And
same
what
here.
what really makes me angry, apart from her complete lack of evidence, which Laurie you've brought up, it's just everything's an assertion. Like, I've got 100 emails. Well, Karen, your own department's report from 2023, because the key thing she's saying is this is typical ACT. They will use a word that is innocuous to reset the narrative. So in this term, they're using safety. They're talking about the safety of children. And Karen says, I have been in state care. I know about it. And if one child is unsafe, that is one child too many. Now, her own department showed in 2022, there were 895 harm incidents. Now, I don't know what a harm incident is, but it doesn't sound very good. It doesn't sound like rainbow and lollipops and moonbeams and everything. And that happened to 519 children, the vast majority who were Māori. So let's park the thing that her party is racist. Let's just park that for the moment. Let's just go to her fig leaf of safety. It's not even safe in her own damn department. And this is why, if anything, my own view is, Whakauai Research spent a lot of time, you're quite right, under the Key government to put work into what became 7AA. But what we actually wanted was not some whiffly partnership that the chief executive could accept or could, look at an invitation to work with hapore, iwi, hapu Māori, but then decide not to. Because we don't think that partnership's appropriate here. The only thing that's appropriate is tino rangatiratanga. This is a clear example of the exercise of tino rangatiratanga. And Oranga Tamariki, what should be repealed is not 7AA, but Oranga Tamariki and the responsibility for Māori children passed to Māori. It's that simple.
My grandma turned 97 last Tuesday and is a former primary school and secondary school teacher and associate principal of Porirua College, along with her husband, Grandad, who was principal of Te Tahi Bay Intermediate, Porirua School, Hampton Hill Primary School, Manukau Primary School, over different periods of time. Grandma estimates at least tens of thousands, if not potentially 100,000 children could have been misplaced by the predecessor of Oranga Tamariki in her teaching career from 1949 right up to 1990. And across that period, which Granddad retired earlier because he's older, but she has estimated that could be near 100,000. That's a lot that could be in there over that period of time. And, because, she saw it all. You can't sit there and say it all if you'd be completely, you'd be stupid to sit there and say you didn't if you were, been second in charge of one of New Zealand's highest Māori school, secondary schools?
Well, here's the thing, totally agree, absolutely agree. And congratulations on your Koe Year's 97th. That's a fantastic thing. That's amazing to celebrate. 3 more years.
And her sister's 18 months behind her.
Wow, that's actually phenomenal.
Yeah.
The point that I'd make though, and this is something we learned out of abuse and state care, is not only the sheer volume and the sheer quantum of damaged lives that the state wrought, but the effects of that. Now, what we learned was that, and this is the huge irony, ACT with their get tough on gangs and all that sort of thing like that, the mongrel mob was created by the state in the Apuni Boys Home, which is only 1,000 metres from where I live. It's still there now, the Apuni Boys Home. We, in terms of the Crown created it. It is a reaction to institutional racism. Now, that's not an excuse for gangs, but that is an explanation. And if you want to know where gangs came from, that is where they came from. And if you want to address gangs, you have to address the causes, not the fact that you don't like their patches.
Yes. And unfortunately, they're probably going to have to sit there and summons Sir Robert Muldoon from the dead to sit there and actually make any action.
Well, he got on very well with Ray Harris from the Black Power.
Yeah.
And again, what he, it's, he's a controversial and a complex figure, but he, this is something that he recognised people that have been displaced, and he recognised people that have been that they were actually highly capable. And one of his comments was, if Ray Harris had been in a different environment, he probably would have been doing his job.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you're subscribed to our Facebook